Hi everybody, this is Jill the Private Investigator. I want to thank you for stopping by again. Welcome. I appreciate you coming. I want to do a short video on Suzanne Morphew since there was a recent interview with someone that had previously worked with Barry Morphew in the past. I want to talk about this interview real quick. It may be broken into 2 chapters, guys. I'm sorry. Like I said in my announcement video, my computer will be here on Thursday, so much better content, and it'll just be much better. Hang with me, guys. But as far as this John Schmitz goes that did this interview, I want to speak about some of the things he experienced with Barry Morphew. And sadly, I kind of assume these things about him, but like I said, he's still innocent until proven guilty. But from what Suzanne Morphew's brother said, he is the only suspect at this time. But I will be making another video. It's going to be a little bit longer, so I'm trying to wait until I get my computer. And I want to discuss the interview with Andy Morphew, the most recent one. A lot of things came out about their relationship and just some things that make you raise your eyebrow even more when it comes to Barry Morphew. But I want to keep talking about this, keep her name out there, and let's not forget her. Now, this John Schmitz said that there were a lot of people interviewed in Indiana, including himself. So he said, I believe it was like 80 plus people had been interviewed there. I'm just curious if they had been interviewed quite as long as Barry Morphew. Now, this man said that he was, I guess, a shift foreman for a different crew that was doing the scaffolding. And he said that Barry Morphew, when he was working on the job with him, was attacking his guys. He said that he was throwing mulch on his men, and he was there 3 days early to do the job. He was just out of control, John Schmitz said that day. He threw their tools out on the road, his employees. He was just going crazy, way over the top, is what he said. So this John Schmitz said that he had spoken to another man that had worked with Barry Morphew for a very long time. And John Schmitz said that he trusted this man and he knew him pretty well, and he couldn't imagine him making things up like this because of the way he knew this man. But this other gentleman he's speaking about said that he had several stories about Barry Morphew's aggression and aggressiveness on the job and his demeanor. A lot of people were scared because he's a big guy. Electricians just had to take it because their boss wasn't there. It was very rare anyone answered the confrontation. But the day that John Schmitz said he had to deal with him, that he actually had to break up a physical fight. It had become physical. But he said not many people would answer the confrontation to Barry Morphew, that they were afraid of him. And his demeanor spoke that, not just his actions and words. But the day John Schmitz had dealt with him on that job, he said he had to go confront Barry and things had gotten physical. I'm assuming John Schmitz meant they had gotten physical with him and Barry. But he does trust this man, which leads me to wonder, and I don't want to say this for sure because, like I said, the man's innocent until proven guilty. But I've seen people that have been on steroids before. And Barry Morphew has that look to his face, that brow, that, I hate to say it, like almost the brows are just real prominent, almost like I forgot what it is I'm trying to think of, but they're just real prominent in his face, his facial features, the chiseled, his build for his age. He's built very well for a man at his age, regardless of what his job is. His aggressiveness seems that it dates pretty far back. Leads me to wonder, was Barry Morphew on steroids that caused this roid rage by chance? But there were also other things that people had said, but John Schmitz said that as far as the incident he had with him, that he had sugarcoated it for the interview. Now, just like I had said in my previous video, John Schmitz echoed my words. Who works on Mother's Day? He was still dumbfounded and just didn't understand why a man would be working on Mother's Day, especially on a job he knew that needed to be done 30 months or 30 days in advance and by his own admission. And he didn't hire this Jeff Puckett until the Saturday before. Now, Suzanne Morphew's brother has a lot to say about that. He has a lot to say about all of it. So the next video I want to put out will be about Andy Morphew and the things that he released in his interview. Things such as Barry Morphew browbeat Suzanne because she had some depression issues at one time, and browbeat her for even taking the medication. She did not need medication. So again, as I echoed in my first video, I'm going to say it again, that I think there was strife in the household. I don't know if it was necessarily just the stress of a severe illness, because Suzanne had just found out that she was cancer-free again, just very recently. So that strife and the possible, possible roid rage, it just seems to fit. But there is a lot that Andy had to say. So look forward to that video, and please, I ask that you come back and join me. But I don't think I missed anything as far as, well, John Schmitz did say that his background, Barry Morphew's background, is there for anger. I saw evil in his eyes is what John Schmitz had written on his Facebook page when he found out about Suzanne missing in the circumstances. And he said that he saw evil in his eyes that day, that he was just way out of control. He said that he thought there had to have been something else bothering Barry Morphew, that it just couldn't have been that job. But John Schmitz had a lot